Oh, oh, don't stop the Freddie Jackson groove. What's wrong with you? That's a beat down at a party. Woo, we made it to Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. Welcome to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. It is Friday in the Elm, and it's looking pretty damn good out there, y'all. Looking pretty damn good. So I don't know how I'm gonna spend this Friday getting into whatever I'm gonna get into. But I have a Planned Parenthood dinner to go to. You know, we gather before we have our retreat, and retreat is tomorrow all day. So yeah. I'm still knee deep in law school applications. Woo, child, I can't wait to see the end in sight. I don't know where. My goal is to get these applications in by December 2nd. Now I gotta go back and look and see when stuff is due. Because God, I got so much to do. Way too much to do. Lots to do. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna ride this. I'm gonna ride. So we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna make it do what it do. That's all I can say. We're gonna make it do what it do. And I tell you, the Yale Access to Law School program has been the most. Is such an encouraging group of folks. You just feel like you cannot fail. They're so encouraging. It's ridiculous. This kind of I need them after I get out of this program, and I will be out of this program. I think this 2024 is it. But I'm gonna tell you something. I could have them all my life to keep cheering me on and encourage me to keep running. I'm not playing. It's amazing. So I hope you all are well. I hope you all are feeling well. I hope you all are in good places. Listen, I'm still thinking about what's going on in Gaza. I'm still thinking about, the state of Gaza and how those folks are living. My heart is there. And I don't want to see harm to anybody. I'm on the side of humanity. I just want people to know that. Because people act like you have to pick sides in such a way that you have to denounce something else in some matters. Yes, there are moments when you absolutely have to pick a side, whether you're on the side of right or you're on the side of wrong. Those are very clear lines. And I believe we have clear lines in the Israel-Gaza war. There are clear lines. Now, the part that I know that people struggle with is the walk in truth part. Because when you walk in truth, then it's very clear what is happening. But if you don't want to walk in truth and you deflect and you put all kinds of things in front of what has been and what is happening, then we're gonna continue down this road of make-believe. We're gonna make believe we see what we see. We're gonna make believe what is happening isn't happening. We're gonna make believe. And listen, let me tell you something. This is why history is so critical. Because we can look back at history in all times to see where we didn't pay attention to Hitler when he was killing Jews wholesale. We didn't pay attention. The world did not pay attention. And by pay attention, meaning they knew what the hell was happening and they did not move to do anything. As a matter of fact, turned Jews away from this country. So lest we forget. So when apartheid was going, apartheid wasn't a week. It wasn't a month. This was a long-standing practice. And the world knew. And it was until people stood up with Black folks in South Africa, Black Africans, and saying that even freaks me out to say Black Africans, stood up. Some of the world had to stand up with them, call for divesting. Do you see what I'm saying? So we have a roadmap to walk in truth. We have a roadmap. And we act as though we don't. We have a roadmap. We have an absolute roadmap. And then until we are prepared until we are prepared to sort of walk in truth, then we will have more of this foolishness. Then more people will die. More people will just die wholesale. And people can say whatever they want, and people can stand on whatever they think they are believing. But I'm gonna tell you something: when you take the house down to its studs, you find where the problems are. Not patching it. We're gonna take it all the way back to the studs and see what was the beginning. Who made the decisions in the very beginning? And let's take a walk back in truth and get there. And then maybe if we could do some truth telling from the very beginning, we could get up to speed and tell some truth telling in the present. But what we do is we say, well, and but and which but and are distractions. So I'm not for the killing of anybody. Not in this moment, not in this regard, not in this space, not in this time. We're coming up on holy time, holy season, or what some of us consider a holy season for all the descendants of Abraham. We're coming up on holy season, right? For the descendants of Abraham. And there is no peace in the places where the descendants of Abraham walk. I don't. What is that? I'm just convinced, and I think people are just, and I appreciate and admire and stand with all those people who are protesting, Jewish folks and Palestinians and other Middle Eastern people and other people who are standing with and Africans standing with calling for a ceasefire. I just don't understand how in this day and age that the world was okay. Listen, how I feel about Palestine and Israel, I feel about Ukraine, I feel about the Sudan, I feel about other places that are war torn, the Congo. I mean, do we see what's going on in the Congo? Do we see what is happening? We are so not good stewards of humanity, let alone Mother Earth. And we're going to have to reconcile. And for those people who think that this does not affect them, you're assholes. Because war anywhere affects you. Dissension in the world affects you. You're just narrow-minded and stupid, but it affects you. It affects you. War is not good for the environment. It is not good for humanity. I just feel like in 2023, using tools of mass destruction ought to be outlawed. Anyway, so that's my, I gotta ground myself in the reality of what is happening in the world, so that I don't get so far disconnected from sisters and brothers in other places who are suffering. I don't want to lose sight of that. It is my problem. As I live and breathe, it is my problem. And I can offer prayers for Israelis and Palestinians and Congolese and Ukrainians and Russians. I have the capacity, because I am divinely made. And when you're divinely made, you have the capacity for all manner of things. I'm on the side of humanity. I'm on the side of God. I'm on the side of what's right. What's wrong with y'all, people? I tell you what, if everybody in the world just took a minute and said, I'm going to stand on the side of right, we could fix some stuff. We could solve some stuff. We could cure some stuff. We could feed some stuff, feed some folks, and we could house some folks. If everybody just said, I'm going to stand on the side of right. No matter what the cost is, I'm going to stand on the side of right, because there's a cost to right. There is a cost to right. Just like freedom ain't free. There's a price for freedom. And the price for freedom has always been high. It was high in 1619. It was high 1917. It was high 1928. High in 1954. High in 1967. High in 2011, 1985. Price of freedom is high. And there have been moments when we readily paid the price for freedom. So it's not like we are strangers to that. We are not. So I don't understand why we can't get around the table. And a table with food upon it is a universal symbol and sign, an invitation to hospitality. Break bread with me, sisters and brothers. Break bread and let us eat in peace, and let us put aside whatever the grievances and differences while we break bread together. And then we will go back to the negotiating table. But in this moment, we will eat together, we will dine together, we will drink together in the spirit of peace. So we're coming up on this holy season where we're going to do exactly that. We're going to gather loved ones together around tables all across the world. Whoever celebrates. Listen, the descendants of Abraham, all three of these religions have some table to get around. All of us have a table to get around, whether you're Jewish, Muslim, Christian. There's a table centered in all these religions, and food is set upon them so that we remember. We do this in remembrance, all of it. But yet we get to these places where we start to see, we paint people as other, and we cannot see their humanity. We refuse to see their humanity. And that's where the danger happens. When we can look at one another and not see humanity, not see living, breathing people, when we only see other, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. And we're seeing the effects of that. Those Palestinian people are people. Israeli people are people. We listen. We all have the same blood. Ain't no different blood. When you go to the hospital and need a transfusion, you don't get to say, I only want blood from, somebody who is 8th century Jewish, whatever. You don't say that. They don't even offer you that. It's like, listen, we need 4C, we need ACCs of blah, blah, blah. Oh, negative, A, B, A. It's life-saving. Life-saving. So I just need people to catch their breath and march into this holiest of seasons. And, it doesn't matter if you believe or not. And because there'll be people who listen to me. I don't believe. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what you believe in. It doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't matter. But I tell you this, even the people who don't believe in nothing will gather around somebody's table during this holy season. Can't escape it. Can't escape it. So you can say, "Oh, I'm not religious." Oh, well, maybe you should be. People say that with such they say it with such passion. I'm not religious. Well, anybody calling you to be the rabbi or the preacher or the imam. Nobody's calling you that. But I tell you what, when you get low and in the gutter, who you call on? You fix your mouth to say a prayer. And the strongest and best prayer ever said is thank you. I bet y'all didn't know that. That the prayer that God favors, thank you. And that's enough. Thank you. That's the best, strongest prayer ever uttered. And get this, some people can't remember that thank you is the prayer. You know that? There are people who refuse to say thank you. Amen isn't the prayer. Thank you is the prayer. Oh gosh. That's why, I get with people. I listen. I used to be like one of these people would love to like have these religious conversations with people, because I'm very religious, right? I always wanted to be a theologian. I still do, and I might end up eventually. So I used to have these conversations with people. Then but as you age, you get older and you start to see the world differently as you age and move through the world, and you do less less battles about trying to prove something and more internal reflective work. You realize that it's not your job to defend Christ or Muhammad or Yahweh. It's not your job to do that, and I think when I listen to people get all hyped up, with what they believe God's call is, I think people lose. I think people measure God based on the smallness of their own selves, instead of seeing God as a limitless, mind-blowing being, creator, that is, and I always find that troubling when people whittle down God to these small things like fashion and, and culture and these small things, and most times it's just weaponized talk toward women. Don't wear makeup, don't wear short dresses, don't show none of your skin, and cover up, and most of that stuff is just weaponized against women. I don't care who you are, say whatever you want. I'm not here to defend that or debate that with people. Whatever you believe, whatever you want, I support that. I'm just telling you from where I sit, and since this is my radio show, and I can talk about however way I want to talk about it. Now, people will stop me in the street, or they'll send me a message or a text, or hey, whatever. And I'm not casting aspersions on anybody's beliefs at all, because I know some nuns who strongly love wearing a habit, and I know some nuns who do not. I know some nuns who are old school and believe a habit is the uniform of being a nun. And I know some nuns who will sit in the bar with you and talk with you and don't have no problems and are very clear about their service to God. So I'm not casting aspersion. I'm just saying, when you start to do your own inner work, a lot of that stuff that you hold on to has to fall away, has to just, because what I want people to understand, you don't really need all these kinds of things between you and God. Seriously. I mean, if you believe that you were knitted in the womb, I mean, what what is an outfit gonna do? You think God is gonna be like, well, they wore the right clothing. What? When you reduce religion to fashion, then I know we're in trouble. And that's listen, I'm just getting to the lowest common denominator. When it's just about fashion, I'm out. I was like, okay, whatever, And I get it. I love ritual. I love I love ritual. I love religious rituals. I love candles and chanting and songs and praise. I don't like liturgical dancing though. I cannot stand that. I don't I don't see the point of liturgical dancing. But that's just me. Because I know there's praise teams all over these churches, particularly Black churches, especially Black churches. There's all kinds of dancing and all kinds of stuff. I know. I'm just saying, for me, I don't care for liturgical dancing. I never have. But I understand church is a great place where folks can be expressive and be joyful to God. So I'm not saying it shouldn't be done. I'm just saying I don't enjoy it. I just can't stand it. I really can't stand liturgical dancing. That's all right. Listen, it's all right. I'll go to somebody's church and I will amen right with the best of them. I will clap and yes, amen, amen. That's it. I'm never gonna say to a church, I hate liturgical dancing. Like, that would just be, first of all, I wasn't raised that way. And second of all, I'm on my show, so I can say whatever I want. While I'm not in someone's church. If I'm in somebody's church and they got a liturgical dance squad team, whatever, I'm gonna sit there and enjoy it like everybody else is enjoying it. That's it. I'm not gonna go to the ushers or the people of the church and say, I don't really like liturgical dancing. Well, who the hell am I to do that? That's just a level of crazy. And you know what? That's not being a good human. Because it's not about what I like. It's not my church. Do you know what I mean? So it's these kinds of things that just wear on my spirit a little bit, that, that we are humans, and we just don't seem to want to be human. We just don't want to be good to each other. Why can't we just be good to each other? And the older I get, the more I ponder this, the more I ponder this. I get so I don't even want to watch stuff that gets on my nerves, because I just don't want that on my brain, And sometimes I see things so clearly about the way the world is, it frightens me, And listen, I have no illusions. At any moment, at any time, I could walk out there and someone could kill me. Someone could push me down. Someone could rob me. Someone could rape me. Someone could, all manner of things. And that's true for all of us. But I don't inherently walk out my door with that feeling as an overarching feeling. I walk out my door and I was like, oh, let me make sure I got my keys and my phone, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? I don't walk out the door thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna walk into danger. I don't do that. So anyway, I just thought I'd say that. I'm on the Geneva Independence site. Oh my God, the Elks Lodge is demolished. Woo! Now I gotta drive by there and see it. Do you know? Listen, when I launched my campaign for Alder in Ward 28, I did it on my birthday at the Elks Lodge with a whole birthday party kind of thing. It was really nice. It was really nice. I announced my campaign from the Elks Lodge. Yeah, with a cake, and folks came and brought money, and I raised some money, and yeah. And then all of us got our elk stories. We got our elk stories. When I was a kid, the Elks was like for grown-ups. So, my black ass did not step foot in there because I was a child, and they would have slapped my ass to the ground, But when I became a much older person, I didn't hang out at the Elks. I didn't hang out to the Elks until I was like in my 40s. Same for the Knickerbocker too. I never really hung out at the Knickerbocker because I wasn't old enough. You in there, a young chick in there with these old cats. Like, get out of here. That's when old men didn't tolerate young women being in the space. These old men now, they want all kind of young chicks into space. When I was a kid, old men didn't like young women in spaces. They'd be like, girl, go on home. I don't know what has changed. Maybe the quality of the old men have changed. But back in the day, old men would be like, get your ass out of here. I know who your peoples are. Get out of here. But the quality of men changed. And, those kind of guys don't exist anymore that would send a young woman home, by her damn self, call her a cab, put her in a cab and send her home and like, listen, I don't want to see you back out here. That kind of stuff. I don't think we have that kind of care anymore. I know we don't have that kind of care. I know we don't have that kind of care. And it's unfortunate because we could really use that kind of care in the world, particularly in our communities. I think that's why it's so important for me to just have people come visit me on the porch. I think that's why it's so important to me that that this community sees that it is a community. And listen, I don't say that because I think I'm a savior of any damn thing. I barely can save my own damn life. But I do believe though, you can provide examples of how to enjoy your community. And I think people are starting to sort of understand that New Hallville, or maybe they're not starting to understand, but at least on Ivy Street, they get a sense that there's some good stuff going on down that street. And people, when I see my neighbors across the street and next door, and there's a couple of elderly neighbors who used to be friends with the woman who lived here, with Granny who lived here, which is Robin Godwin's grandparents. Ever since I've been here, they've been coming out more. I come out and I purposely go out, especially in the summer. I purposely go out early Sunday mornings, Saturday mornings, and start my day on the porch with a cup of coffee and some books. And I've noticed that the older people would come outside early Saturday mornings too. As it was almost as if they were waiting for me, or they felt comfortable coming out early in the morning because they knew I'd be on the porch, having my coffee and listening to music and all that kind of stuff. And they would come out and they would tend to their gardens. And they had lost track of doing that because, you get afraid, right? And so now I'm seeing that more and more over the last 3 years that I've been here. And it's been a wonderful thing to sort of watch how people are opening up a little bit, not so readily scurrying and not speaking to people. And I see the kids when they walk by and they like the fancy lady. Hey, that's the you hear them. That's the fancy lady. I have no idea what makes me fancy. But it's better than them calling me the bitch ass lady on the porch. I'll take fancy lady any day. I'll take it. So it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. So yeah, so I'm thinking I might put some holiday lights on the porch. I have not done that. I need some battery lights because I don't want to run no electrical stuff out of my house. I don't want to do that. I could do it. I just don't want to do it. I mean, I could do it. I could do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So I think I'm gonna go on I'm bummed that the Christmas tree shops is gone because this would be the time when I could really appreciate the Christmas tree shops. Do you know what I mean? Like I could appreciate the Christmas tree shops. And anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I don't want to do a lot though. Just a little something, something. Just a little, I got a Santa out there, a little Santa, like he's tall, like he's not overpowering. He's just a little Santa that stays out all year round, But maybe I'll do something. Oh, that looks good, Harry. I'm gonna copy that and post it. Um, so yeah, I want to do a little something this year because I am feeling the Christmas spirit, believe it or not. Believe it or not, I'm really feeling the Christmas spirit. I think we desperately need it. We need it, and I'm ready for it. I've already heard some Christmas music. I gotta check my Spotify and start. I usually like Christmas music just like at Thanksgiving, like Thanksgiving ushers in Christmas music for me. But I'm not one of these people like if I hear it, I get all angry and bah humbug. I'm not one of those people. It's like people like get going to stores and they get all mad because Christmas decorations up. I was like, well, it's November. Well, they were up in October. All right, but there are people who like to get the jump on Christmas because they work around the damn clock and they might not be able to get time off. Like people never think about stuff from that. People only think about things from their own vantage point. They don't think about other people. Like, the people who work all those. Oh yeah, I do watch. I do watch the Hallmark Christmas movies in July. I do, Harry. I do. And when the world gets too crazy, um, I I get into it at a fast pace, you know. So because it calms my brain to watch, Christmas love stories. Sometimes you just want something light. Now, don't get me wrong. I like my other kind of movies. Like I like sci-fi, dystopian movies. Do you know what I mean? Like I watch them all day. But there's also something to be said for a good holiday romance movie. I mean, you've never watched a romance movie. They are good fun. They really make you think the possibilities are just right there. Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Just saying. Uh, you know, so that's why I like them. And I'll never get tired of them. That's the same reason why I like romance books. Same reason. same reason. They're fun and they're light and they remind you. They remind you of stuff. So anyway, I'm just saying. So anyway, Paul had a Israeli correspondent on his show the other day. I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I think she's been on before, hasn't she? I know she's wading through the foolishness too. Everybody in their stupidity. I don't begin to know about Hamas or Israeli jihad or any of that kind of stuff. I just know that there are people just like everybody else, and everybody's got a gripe or issue or whatever, and I don't believe anything is unsolvable. So anyway, I'm not a diplomat. I just play one on the radio. But I'm ready for Christmas music. I'm there. I'm gonna look at my Spotify and look for my soul Christmas music. I'm gonna look for it and start playing it in my car. You know, candles shining low and lots of mistletoe. You know, that's how I know it's Christmas when I hear that song and all the other songs. You know, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. So, and you know, it's not even a, it's not even a, it's not even a gift giving vibe for me. I mean, I'll give some gifts. Don't get me wrong. And I got to get my Christmas cards done. Ooh, get it done. Gotta get my Christmas cards done, my Hanukkah cards, and I don't have any Diwali cards. But you know, I have friends who celebrate Diwali. So now I gotta go and look for Diwali cards. I gotta go look for them. You know. I'm sure they are somewhere, right? I'm sure they're somewhere. I just gotta go find them. And I shall. I shall not be thwarted. I shall not be thwarted. So, what did I watch last night on TV? Did I watch something? Did I watch something good? I tell you what, I've been getting into bed and going right to sleep. Oh, you know, last night I was working on my law school application with Professor Foreman, who was quite encouraging. Uh, I was like, okay, he make you believe you could do anything. He got me believing I could do anything. I was like, okay, let's get into it. So, uh, do my best. And then, you know, and then we had a good conversation about narrowing down, you know, the schools that I want to apply to right now. You know, it's been really helpful because you can really get caught up in just like, oh, a whole bunch of schools. And you got to think about what makes sense. And so I've been doing that and, you know, trying to um, figure out what's in my best interest, you know. So I'm just trying to do that. I feel pretty good. So anyway, happy Founders Day yesterday. Well, happy Founders Day to the men Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, 1911. So high five, bros. You know, you know. I'm not going to do a primer on Black fraternities sororities for folks, particularly not white folks. And I'm not doing it for Black folks either who don't know. If you know, you know. I know. How you gonna learn? I don't know. But you know what? We got a little thing called Google. Go look it up. I don't have the patience to do no more splaining. I ain't doing no more splaining or teaching, you know. So if you don't know what the Divine Nine is, you could Google the Divine Nine and they'll give you a whole list. And then you could go deeper into each one. I happen to belong to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And I'm a member of the New Haven Alumni Chapter, but I pledged at the Epsilon Omega Chapter, Concord, North Carolina at Barbara Scotia College. And I'm still on the Epsilon Omega list. So they still send me stuff. So, and well, I just got back on their list. So let me say that. and I only got back on because my soror in the New Haven Alumni Chapter pledged at Barbara Scotia College, I don't know, like 10, 15 years before me. And so it's just nice to have somebody else from your chapter in your chapter. It's a nice feeling. Do you know what I mean? Like it's nice. So yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, they are celebrating their Founders Day. And if you know what Founders Day is, I will give you this. these sororities and fraternities that I'm speaking about, the Divine Nine, are 100 years, a little more. Bet some of them are over 100 years old. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, Omega Psi Phi was founded in November 17, 1911. 1911. You know, by three undergraduates at Howard University: Edgar Amos Love, Oscar James Cooper, and Frank Coleman. And there with their faculty advisor, Ernest Everett Just. And so their initials of the Greek phrase meaning friendship is essential to the soul. So manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift, cardinal principles. So I'm not talking out of turn. This is public information. So doesn't mean you can find, if you want to know about them, go look them up. You know, collegiately trained Black men around the country and around the world, all bonded together under friendship is essential to the soul, and collegially trained. So, and there's a lot of famous men of Omega Psi Phi. Just go look for them. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's all I'm going to tell you. I don't think I've ever heard, or I could be wrong, the Omega Sweetheart song that came around in the 1940s. Oh, I wonder if did I sing that out in public? You know, we sing the women of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. We have a sweetheart song, which is one of the prettiest sweetheart songs ever, and we sing that publicly. You know, we sing it at sorors, weddings, engagements, baby showers. I mean, we sing it. You know, we sing it when we gather. We sing it. You know, so there's some songs that we can sing in public, and there's songs that we do not sing in public, that we just sing with each other. You know, and these songs are old as hell. But that's the vibe, right? Like, you know, we're over 100 years old, and you carry those traditions forward. You know, you just carry them forward. So Omega Psi Phi is 112 years old. That's a long time. The world, this country has changed greatly in 112 years. You know what I mean? And we're not too far behind them. You know, like 110 years. We're coming up on our Founders Day, January. So we're not, I mean, we're 110 years. So it'd be 111 years come January when we celebrate our Founders Day. And so yeah. I do not I don't think I need to defend or explain why I'm in the sorority. Black sororities are very different than white sororities. It is a lifetime commitment. We do amazing things. You know, people have whatever their imaginations are about women organizations, particularly Black women organizations. You could have them. I'm not into convincing business. I don't concern myself with what people think about a sorority or whatever. Because, you know, people say stuff like, oh, well, there's supposed to be sororities and all this kind of stuff. I don't even know what that means. You know, a sorority is not a gang. You know, it's the different women with different opinions about all kinds of things, working together in community and communion to do things for our community. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. So I think people get the wrong idea about things and they put their own spin on it. And then they just come out sounding crazy. But that's what they're supposed to be sorors or sisters. Well, we are sisters. At the end of the day, we always gonna be sisters. And here's the thing. Here's the other little ridiculous thing. Every black woman on the planet is my sister, even the ones that don't mean me no good. Now smoke that. Because that's just how I see it. That's just how I'm gonna see it. Because I'm just gonna leave with humanity first. That's it. It's an easier do. That's an easier do. I'm gonna try to get to collective consciousness tonight to see the play that's over there before it goes, because I think this is like the last weekend. So I'm gonna do my level best because this is a high packed weekend, you know. So I've got Planned Parenthood dinner. I'm gonna try to get to the Collective Consciousness Theater. Saturday is the retreat, and then Tegan's 50th birthday. So I'm gonna go to that. That's Saturday night, and then Sunday, I'm supposed to be having lunch with some friends in Guilford, but I think I'm gonna have to reschedule that because I'm gonna go to Lyman for the symphony and the Breonna Taylor commissioned piece that I want to hear, by the young Mr. Thompson, maestro composer Thompson. So, and then the Jamaican Connection are having their friends giving. So after I leave the concert, I'm gonna go over there and get me some, Caribbean food, and it better be some red beans, Better be some peas and rice and some cabbage and whatever, some curry chicken or whatever is over there. There better be some of that left, or I'm gonna turn up all them tables. So, yeah. So Paul, you went out, you liked it. You liked the play. I found it powerful. I okay. Let me take a look at it, because well, white people think it's powerful, and what I think is powerful could be worlds apart. Is it gonna get on my nerves? It might get on my nerves. I might not have the capacity for it. We'll see. I'm gonna go see it though. So that's my goal, is to race over there and see it. I know that I had them on my show. Did you hear the conversation I had with them? They were the cast was on the well, yeah, the women were on the show. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna try to get there tonight. I'm gonna eat and run, have dinner, and then I'm gonna run out. The good thing is that the Planned Parenthood people don't hang out that late. After dinner they're gonna be ready to go. Anybody gonna be hanging around. So, so I might be able to get to the theater in good stead. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. So I was like, I'll eat by 7:40. I'll run out. Planned Parenthood is just right there, so it's just a straight shot to get over the bridge over to Peck Street. So, okay, all right. I'm Paul giving me some critical thinking. All right, I'm gonna go and check it out. Do my best. So, but I tell you what, I'm delighted at 10:15 to bring on Ruthie Wilson Gilmore, civil rights activist. I have her book right here. It's been sitting here. Abolition Geography, Essays Toward Liberation, Ruth Wilson Gilmore. And the library is named after her father over in the Hill, the Cortland Wilson Library. But she was here because there's a giant mural on Possible Futures Bookstore on that building. And if you want to know anything about this, if you've not seen the pictures, there's a piece up on New Haven Arts paper. So it's about the mural project, how it got started, why it got started, and it's beautiful. Like when you come down Hotchkiss and you see it, it is quite stunning. and it just looks, I just love it. And it's a happiness. It's just happiness, you know. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, get yourself over to Hotchkiss and Edgewood Possible Future Bookstore. It's just stunning. So anyway, Ruth Wilson Gilmore will be my guest at 10:15, and I'm so excited to talk to her. So anyway, oh yeah, Harry, take some aluminum foil, pick me up some jerk chicken. All right, I'll be back at 10:15 with the iconic Ruth Wilson Gilmore.
My baby and I are back together again. Loving is better than it's ever been. If it weren't for the trials we've been through, I'd never have the courage to come back to you. We're all entitled to make a mistake. We got to prepare for some heartbreak. I was earning my man while I was learning my man. Something you young girls might not understand.